podcast show how easily misunderstanding can happen online, especially when people make assumptions based on short video or limited information. Situations like this are actually very common in today's digital world. Because of this, our group decided to focus on the issue of online assumption and ethical communications. Many people today share content or read online without verifying the full context, which can lead to misinformation, hate speech, and emotional harm. To understand this issue better from a real-life perspective, we decided to hear directly from students. So right now, I'm at Kuliah Koet and I will be interviewing a few students I found here to ask about their views on how people share or react to information online. Let's hear what they have to say.
When I receive something online, usually I will read it and then I will check it whether the information is true or not.
Okay.
And then I will share it. Okay, when I receive information online, what do I usually do before sharing it? Of course, the first I will read the full information of that, and then I will check and read carefully. Is it truth or is it facts or is it just a lie or everyone want to spread it and lie about it? So I will check and know the truth of that information. When we see a post or video online, first we need to check whether the content in the video is real or not, because nowadays with AI everything can be false or can be like not true at all. That's why we need to check first. Okay, the right way we can react if we see video online or content online. We can react good if the content is good, but if the content consists of bad values such as maybe LGBT rights and what so on, so we cannot react good on that. Because sometimes the content or context can be fun or can be interesting, so people might share it first without thinking or checking about the content because they want people to know, like, oh, this is fun, this is interesting. That's why they share it first before thinking. Okay, why does people share the information without knowing the full context? Okay, same goes to me. Like just now I mentioned, sometimes we are lazy to read the full information of that. That's why we just share it without knowing the truth and validity. But the right way that we can do for sharing information online is we have to read carefully and check the validity of that information. Because if we spread what we say fake information, we spread also in Islam, we spread the dosa lah, all of our sins. So we cannot spread the fake information to others.
From the interviews, we can see different behavior among students. Some of them say they usually verify information before sharing, but some admit that they sometimes share content without checking first. This shows that although people are aware of the importance of verification, it is not always practiced in the real situation. This is where the issue of online assumptions begins, and it can lead to misinformation and negative judgment.
Based on the interviews that we have conducted, we can see that many people today tend to share information online very quickly, without really checking whether it is true or not. This behavior is very common, especially on platforms like WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, and X, where information spreads very fast. People often repost messages, screenshots, or videos just because they look shocking, emotional, or trending. In many cases, people do not actually know the full story behind the content. They may only see a short video, a headline, or a small part of a situation, but they already start making assumptions. This is where the main problem begins. Where information is shared without proper verification, it can easily lead to misunderstanding, rumors, and false accusations. Sometimes, people also share content because of emotions, such as anger, sympathy, or excitement, without thinking about the consequences. This shows that online behavior today is often driven by impulse rather than careful thinking. As a result, responsible communication is often ignored. This happens repeatedly. It creates a culture where assumptions become normal and people feel free to judge others without knowing the full truth.
When misinformation and hate speech spread online, the impact can be very serious and long-lasting. Firstly, misinformation spread very quickly and it's difficult to control. Once something goes viral, even if it is not proven false later, many people may still believe it. Secondly, misinformation often lead to the hate speech. People may leave harsh comment, insult or association without considering how they would affect others. This kind of behavior can cause the emotional and psychological harm to individual, especially when they are the public judged or attacked. In some cases, victim may feel stressed, embarrassed and anxious. Their reputation can also be damaged, even if the information is not true. Besides that, constant exposure to misinformation and hate speech can reduce trust in online platforms. People may start doubting whether the information they see is reliable. Over time, this creates a toxic online environment where negative become a normal and respectful communication slowly disappear. This shows why misinformation and hate speech are serious issues that should not be taken lightly.
And I can say that for my part, Islam provides clear guidance on how Muslims should communicate, especially in situations that involve information and judgment. One important principle in Islam is tabayun, which means verifying information before believing or spreading it. So this principle is also mentioned in Surah Al-Hujurat, verse 6, where Allah reminds believers to check information carefully so they do not harm others out of the ignorance. This verse also teaches us that spreading unverified information can lead to regret and injustice. Another important Islamic principle is avoiding negative assumptions. Islam teaches us not to judge people without clear evidence because assumptions can easily lead to wrongdoing. In addition, Islam encourages believers to speak with wisdom and good manners. This is mentioned in Surah An-Nahl, verse 125, which reminds us to communicate in a wise and respectful way. So these teachings shows that communication in Islam is not only about freedom of speech, but also about responsibility, ethics, and accountability. Muslims are encouraged to think before speaking, verify before sharing, and always consider the impact of their words on others.
Based on this Islamic principle, there are several practical ways we can practice ethical communication in our daily online interaction. First, we should always verify information before sharing it, especially if it is involved sensitive issue or other people. Second, we should avoid spreading content that contains hate, insult, harmful, or any another bad assumptions, even it is popular or trendy. Third, we should practice self-control by not reacting emotionally to everything we see online. We should also choose to use kind and respectful words or remain silent when our words may cause harm. We hope this video will help you understand why ethical communication is really important. So that's all. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.